The pressure to figure out your life will absolutely kill your potential if you're not careful. People suffocate their lives every day with the fear that they're not where they're meant to be. Ironically, the more pressure you put on yourself to figure things out, the further away answers hide. I remember feeling like I was totally failing at life because I hadn't found my purpose. I used to feel like I was supposed to be someplace else, doing something else very important, and I feared that I would waste my entire life if I didn't figure out what that was supposed to be. I blamed myself. I felt like I was simultaneously falling behind while also unworthy of my dreams, but I didn't even know exactly what my dreams were. I felt responsible for some great fate that I couldn't find no matter how hard I tried. Even while working as a journalist, which did briefly feel like a purpose, all of my energy funneled towards figuring out how to make it to the New York Times. I thought that making it big would make me happy. Every single moment was spent trying to figure out how to get someplace else rather than be exactly where I was. I never appreciated the here and now. Oh, the pressure. By my early 30s, my personal life was really peaceful and at a good place, even though my career was at a crossroads. I was happily married, but we lived in a place that I really didn't like and that didn't have any job opportunities in my field. My husband had a great job, and that's why we stayed, but that's also why I felt so stuck. I felt backed into a corner, but that ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me. One day, I made a choice that changed my entire life. Temporarily, I released the need to figure it all out. I committed to finding happiness in the here and now. I committed to a 30-day gratitude practice, which led to a 40-day yoga practice, which led to unrooting and healing decades worth of repressed emotional pain that was causing me to suffocate the rest of my life and to doubt my worthiness, and that ultimately separated me from knowing the dreams that were deep in my heart. That choice may seem small, but it triggered a massive spiritual awakening, and the chain of events that followed set my life into an entirely new direction directly towards my purpose. Because this is the truth. Finding your purpose, figuring out the work that you're meant to do, is less about thinking and more about aligning with the pure energy of your soul and moving from that place. Over the years, I have realized that life is not something to figure out. It's a process of aligning to your unique path and following it wherever it goes. You have unique gifts and talents. You have a fate carved into your soul. Exploring your soul's potential requires connecting to the deep core of you, expanding fully into the present chapter of your life, and this naturally leads you into the next. There's nothing to figure out, only things to express. Trying to figure things out creates tension, and that tension separates you from who you really are. Instead, relax into who you really are and move from that place. And I promise you that where you go will surprise you. You are capable of so much more than you even know right now. During my spiritual awakening, releasing ideas of who I thought I needed to be or should be and what I thought that I needed to achieve created so much space. And in that space, the path forward became clear. First, let's explore why it's hard to release this need to figure it all out. The first thing is that many of us have unhealed wounds that cause us to chase greatness at the expense of our soul. We think that this sense of greatness will make us feel loved or whole. But so often our greatest desires come from our greatest wounds, our pain. If you grew up in a home where you needed to achieve, for example, in order to receive love, that need for external approval will drive you in the wrong way until that need becomes healed and you integrate it within yourself. Or perhaps you didn't receive much attention at all. Maybe you struggle to find love or friendship or connection. And so because of this, you crave fame or some other recognition to fill that hole inside of your soul. Whatever the wound, these past pains create a sense of feverish attachment to achieve some great purpose. And that sense of force blocks you from finding the answers that you're looking for or even getting the results. And that amplifies this feverish need to get that external result, that validation, and this can cause you to chase the wrong things, achieve the wrong goals, become the wrong person. The second reason why we're so attached to figuring things out is because most people overestimate mental power and underestimate spiritual power. Society promotes logic, planning, and pushing to achieve our goals, but so often the most effective moves or breakthrough insights come from resting back and connecting deep within to get amazing insights that propel you forward. Or sometimes spirit-led ideas emerge over time. You have to sit with it and just see what it wants to tell you. These ideas can take hold even though they don't make sense or they pose risk or there's a large degree of uncertainty and you don't even know whether you can succeed or not. But when you get into that space of over planning, it dims your sense of intuition. And that sense and connection to intuition is the very thing that you need to achieve quote unquote unrealistic goals or things that you haven't seen anybody else around you achieve. And this is how you create true soul-aligned success. The third reason why we cling so hard to figuring it out is because so many of us, if you're watching this, you probably feel like you have a fate or a destiny, and you do. Everything that you feel is real, but you feel overly responsible for figuring it out or making it come true. You feel pressure when you don't really trust. If you believe you have a purpose or a fate to figure out, then you must also believe that there's a God or some higher force that assigned you that purpose. And pressure builds when you focus more on that assignment rather than the energy or intelligence doing that assigning. So here's how to find the answers you're looking for. The first thing is to heal your past. Aligning to your true path in life requires first becoming aware of your past pains and how they affect you and how they steer you away from your true self or following your inner guidance. When you process those pains, they no longer influence you, and this frees you to really live your life in alignment with your soul, which puts you on that track of following your purpose, not through figuring it out, but through walking your unique path and just allowing it to show you what you're meant to do through the insights that you receive. Past pain covers your soul just like a storm cloud covers the sun. And just like the cloud, when the cloud passes, the sun shines through. When you process that emotional pain, you free up your soul, the light of your soul to just shine through. And so this is how you heal your past. First, you want to feel your feelings in meditation to release them. And I have a video that I will link that describes that process. As you feel your feelings, you'll also hear the messages. After meditating, you want to write about the messages that you received from connecting with your emotions. You want to work to understand your negative thought and behavioral patterns so that they don't hold you back anymore. And then you want to connect to new, more positive and empowering thought and behavioral patterns. And if you want support with that, you will love my best-selling self-love guided journal, or you can also apply to work with me one-to-one. I help high-achieving women become fully and unapologetically self-expressed and get paid for their truest gifts. And I have a 3-month mentoring program that I can help you do this work and align to your unique path and realize your purpose. And if you would like to talk with me more about what that looks like to work together, then just head to the link in my description and you can book a call and we can talk about that more. So the second way that you're going to release some of these patterns and align to your true path is by accepting the present. Resistance to current life circumstances separates us from our true selves. We tell ourselves the lie that because of where we are or who we are, we can't create the life that we want. But the truth is that you're exactly where you're meant to be. If you were supposed to be somewhere else, you would be. As you gratefully accept where you are, you'll see new opportunities where before there were only walls. I thought living in Arizona would mean that I would never realize my dream of being a writer. But once I fully accepted my circumstances, I realized that I had the gift of starting a blog, and that led to my purpose of helping high-achieving women release the shackles and become fully self-expressed and get paid for their truest gifts. The seed of everything that I was meant to become rested in the exact circumstances that I was resisting so much. And the best way to accept the present, the most powerful way, is to cultivate gratitude. Every time you find yourself focusing on something that's going wrong, I want you to find something to be grateful for. I don't preach relentless positivity, but if you're in a negative headspace, jumpstarting your brain in this new direction is one of the most powerful things that you can do. And the third thing that you want to do is follow your inner guidance forward. The most powerful antidote to that sense of pressure is just a feeling of curiosity. Before starting my blog, I did all kinds of random things, like take a jewelry making class, I took tennis lessons, and I did yoga teacher training too. Most of these things didn't go anywhere, but the yoga teacher training led to posting pictures, yoga pictures on Instagram, which led to captions, which led to my blog. And then that led to courses, which led to coaching, which led to where I am here now. So sometimes you really just need to get into that spirit of curiosity and experimentation, and that just loosens you up so that you can really fall and click into your unique path. Over time, I've understood that the form of what I'm doing doesn't really matter, because my core purpose is helping other people understand themselves. My best advice for following your inner guidance is, after you accept the present and release that past pain, you'll begin naturally to hear messages from your intuition. And you might be used to shutting them down or not trusting them or not listening to them. And this is really about rebuilding a relationship with your inner guidance and just starting to move forward based on the messages you receive. And you can start with small things. What should I eat for lunch? What should I wear today? And then it goes to big things like start posting on this platform, start this business, talk to this person. And all of those little intuitive hits are just like breadcrumbs guiding you along your unique path. As you fall into the natural groove of who you really are, you'll realize that there was never anything to figure out, but only paths to follow. I would love to hear in the comments. Share with me an intuitive hit that you've been getting and that you are wanting to follow. I love hearing from you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.